How's it going, YouTube? Doro87 here. Ebdanians campaign, episode 6.
Thirsty for battle.
So there was a bit of a problem with the the radius mod, the unit mod that I had. It was causing a lot of, well, on my computer anyway. I'm pretty sure it probably works a lot better on other people's computers. I'm going to end turn while I talk about this. The unit mod itself. I'm still using the regular radius mod, but the unit mod itself was actually causing a lot of slowdown. A lot of slowdown with the game for my computer. You know, my computer's good, but it's not extremely powerful or anything. So I had to basically turn it off, uninstall it, which is too bad because I really liked the fact that there was just a buttload of units that you could use for all kinds of different stuff for every faction. And I mean, those guys work hard on their mods, so it was really disappointing. It was really disappointing for me to have to turn it off. Perhaps if I had, you know, a better processor or something of that nature, I'd be able to use it. So I basically had to start the campaign over, which was kind of too bad. But I got us up to the point that we basically left off last time, minus the Caledonians starting region that we had owned when they were kind of when we had to push the British out of there. So we have one less region, but I played for a couple of hours to get to the point to where we're basically picking up where we left off, getting ready to go onto the mainland. Looks like terms of office are up for that guy, that general. I don't know which. I think he's actually a. Yeah, he's actually a governor. Anyway, so we have all this land still. Whoops, sorry about that. We have all this land still. The only, minus Eildon, which is, like I said, too bad because I had that trade resource. But we can get more trade resources, especially here at Rotomagus. I don't know. But we're doing pretty good. Economy is not booming, but growing steadily. We just got finished with this right here, so we could get the tavern. And we're actually going to go for craft specialization. Get some extra agriculture wealth and minus to construction costs for industrial, and that +1 for public order. Ought to help out a lot. Now we're going to go ahead and upgrade this well right here, because the issue with all the barbarian factions is the fact that their sanitation is left wanting, basically. So, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and attack Rotomagus here, which they probably don't really have anything left. They were recently raided by the Caledonians. That was on the last end turn that I just did. Yeah, so I don't see why we shouldn't just go ahead and auto-resolve this. We'll go into protective stance. We far surpass missile superiority here. So we'll go ahead and auto-resolve that. Now, if there's not a big enough force to have like a good, challenging battle or anything, I will fight a battle regardless, probably in Taronum or anywhere else that we find in this region. Alright, we are going to go ahead and knock down that. Need to repair these buildings. Definitely going to keep the salt reserves just because, or the salt deposits. Gives it free food, you know, there's wealth, and it produces another trade resource for us. Definitely have to, we're going to have to convert that here pretty soon, but for right now, all we really need to do is repair it.
For the tribe.
Didn't take too many losses on that, so we'll go ahead and wait for our army to be full strength again. This province, we should be able to leave here fairly soon. Kind of strike out to somewhere else. Our military presence in this area isn't that much, so we could actually start. We're going to move these guys over here. Go on, ride faster. Ride faster, you. We've got a pretty good military building over here, the Steel Forge. Give us those Celtic warriors, and gallo glasses, or galloglai.
Thirsty for battle.
All right. So I think that's going to do it for this turn. Let's go ahead and check our family tree, see how things are going here. I'm going to put this guy back into office again. The Olam. In this one, instead of the Olam Ree of Wisdom that was leading an army, now I have an Olam Ree of Bounty who is a governor. I'm going to go ahead and put him into office as well. A couple of these guys I can, like this general right here, he's helping out a lot. I mean, that's the general I have down in Rodom Magus right now. Kind of want to try and gather some support. We'll take this governor, put him into office. And this general, might as well just put everybody we can into office. Their loyalty's pretty high right now, so I don't really have too much of an issue there. This guy probably has less loyalty, just because he has more influence than my leader. In fact, we're going to go ahead and take him out of that office so he doesn't gain more influence than he needs to. And that's going to do it for this turn. I guess I could still assign a governor. See if we can find one that has a personal influence. Doesn't really look like we have too many that can... We'll go ahead and skip the governor for right now. Looks like we didn't really have a governor that was worth it to put him in there. And we might very well blitz to the next region, just because it seems like that kind of works the best for these barbarian factions to kind of blitz into these regions, take them up, and try to deal with any rebellions or public order issues after taking the regions. So looks like they just liberated the Gauls there. So we got a new faction on the map. And like I said, it was a bit different from the last one. I was kind of getting ready to either go mess with the Franks or go mess with Gaul, and now we're kind of on a different path. I was thinking about going down the western coast of Europe, France, and then Spain, and then get down to that region where there's more fertility. It's further away from the Huns. Hopefully we won't have to deal too much with Hunnic attacks or other migrating factions too much. It looks like the Western Romans are kind of hanging out next to our region there. We'll move our small defense force that I have down in Lindum up to Eboracum, just in case. I don't think there's really any landing zones here, but okay, looks like this guy, I'm gonna use his public order, or not his public order, but his influence, and I'm gonna use his influence as well. I want to save up as much influence as I can with my faction leader, my king. Looks like what is our power now? Respectable? That's good. That's actually, that's kind of, as far as I understand it, that's kind of where you want it to be. Oh, immigrants is brutal. See if we can't take that immigrant minus away. We might have to raise taxes. I still have yet to figure out how to deal with the immigration. I think it has something to do with battles or wars being fought around. I don't remember. That's a lot though, minus 16. That's kind of cheesy. A little bit out of control. Okay, here we'll go with a well. and then we'll start converting this building. Let's see what happens if I raise the taxes. I know it's probably going to ruin public order in all kinds of places. I don't really like having to raise my taxes like that anywhere, just because it destroys public order all over the place. Maybe if just once, one up. It kind of hits the public order here pretty bad, but it's not too bad in other zones. I really don't like it doing that. I'm just gonna lower the public order and hopefully the immigrants kind of go away. It says it decreases immigration, so maybe if I do it just like once. Maybe it's like crushing taxes once, and then, I mean, I could possibly even untax these other areas. Maybe. Hopefully the food doesn't go to Shiza, because that would suck. If we're not taxing these other regions, they're all happy, but we're really low on food, which kind of stinks. Don't like doing that. Oh, we don't really have any money. I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna build a granary next time around.
For the tribe.
Yeah, I really don't like the fact that the Western Romans are kind of hanging out next to my
Ready for
my
orders.
province. Though at the same time, they're not exactly doing much. Looks like I can upgrade my units.
Ready for battle.
What did I give them? Oh, armor and weaponry, huh? That's cool. I don't think they can actually land this turn, so I'm gonna leave these guys down here. I don't want to have to take winter attrition there or snow attrition. Looks like we got a bunch of new units we can get. Axe warriors and axe warriors and the like. I'm gonna end the turn. Let's see how the taxes look after this. I know we're not getting really any money. We're only getting money out of Rotomagus, which is too bad. We just have to see if that, I don't know, even if it cuts the immigration in half, I'm happy. And then maybe we can lower the taxes one more back to being even, and then re-tax everything, and deal with the -10 that the taxes do. Because the -10's not horrible. The fact that it's -25 at max tax, at the max tax bracket. You have been bumped up to the next tax bracket. We will be taking 25% of your paycheck. Be like me. Oh, I'm sorry. You make under 20,000 a year? Well, we'll be taking 20% of that. Good luck living, sucker. Okay, it looks like the Western Romans took off, which is good. I don't have to deal with them. I've already taken away all their stuff in Britain. They should think twice before trying to face against me again. It looks like they're not doing too great, too. I mean, Illyria is back. Italia. I mean, Italia declared war on them. Okay, it looks like immigrants really didn't go down that much, so I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of these crushing taxes. It went down about 4, which is okay, but not amazing. Not worth risking rebellion over. Of course, it'll probably cause rebellion when I do it again. I'm gonna go back to taxing these regions because we need that cash. In fact, I wonder if I can. I probably can't. Is there a? There we go. Got a lot of money coming in actually for what little we do have. It's quite a bit. Okay, immigrants, political situation, taxes, It's too bad we didn't get enough money. We could have built something more here. -1 isn't too bad. We can deal with -1 for a while there. Soon we'll be able to get priests, some priests. Be able to spread our Celtic paganism around. I don't think I've heard people say, "Oh, you know, convert to Christianity, like Latin Aryan, one of the Christians." And I'm not really a fan of that. Not because you know, it's not out of like personal reasons or anything. It's the fact that if the Huns do make it all the way across this way, I'll have to fight them, and I don't feel like having a -10 to morale. So, there's that. Looks like we're gonna start getting some extra income here from agricultural buildings. This is really bad here. I almost feel like making this have a rebellion on purpose, just to come back and knock that rebellion out. See if yeah, this place is unguarded. We'll encircle them for right now. Let's see what we got going on over here. Military presence is kind of keeping this one on the level. But we do need to go up north and recruit the new Axe unit into our army.
Thirsty for battle.
Plus all these upgrades we can get. Not too sure which one's better here. Probably looks like gallows glasses are really good for defense, which is kind of what I want. So we'll get rid of those two. What else do we have here? All right, we're gonna go for the Celtic Axe Warriors to start with. Looks like that's gonna take a -7. Let's see if we can't move these guys down here and try to help that not go down so much. Instability is at -3. This public order is gonna tank. As soon as I take this place, it's gonna tank. Since I said there would be, you know, we're gonna this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this place, occupy it. Public order is gonna take a dive. In fact, it's going to turn around next turn. It's gonna happen. This guy has leveled up, so we're going to go ahead and level him up. Let's see here. Morale training. Morale and defense, which is good. We need to try and make it down here. It'd be really good to have. So we'll, at the same time, more authority, more... Okay. We'll go ahead and try to make our way down to Rigfinid. I don't know how to pronounce that. Rigfinid. There we go. This is kind of our general badass. In fact, I should probably rename him Badass.
Thirsty for battle.
Because he's been the one just going around systematically taking places. Our king has done some good here, but he hasn't really taken anywhere. Next turn we'll be able to get some more units into his army. We'll go ahead and upgrade some extra weapons and armor upgrades. No, if I wonder if they actually put in the, I've never really upgraded weapons or armor in this game yet, so I wonder if they actually put, you know, like they had in Medieval 2, where if you upgrade their weapons and armor, it actually shows on the units. It'll be fun to find out. No, if all works well with, because that, you know, there's the rebels right there, I already see them. They were up in the corner of the screen just now. If things work out with this quelling of the rebellion here, and I can kind of level out the public order, I'll get this newer army from up north that the king is leading, bring them down, move the other army back up. The king will, our faction leader, will sit in the area to calm the public order back down again, and then the other army can go back up north, grab new units, and come back down here to help us take more areas away from the Western Romans. And then we can kind of play with the buildings up north, kind of swap them around to more industrial, more money and food producing buildings. So that way, our front line, I guess you could call it our front line, what's it called? These guys are probably going to attack. Yeah, here they come. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen, because this province was so weak right now. There's nothing really I could do about this, so we'll go ahead and auto-resolve. Hopefully we can take a few of those guys out. We'll go back and take them over again. Yeah, they hardly lost anybody there. Figured that was gonna happen. That's okay. You can have it for right now, it's fine. Mission issued. Spread your religion to the majority of this province. Well, it's gonna be a kind of a hard, kind of a tall order there. Okay, rebels left, so we have...
Warriors all.
We're gonna go back up here. And since these guys wanted to be buttholes, and what kind of a crap is this? Where's that army? Where's this army? I don't see it. Oh, that's the garrison. That's insane. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and auto-resolve their faces right off their shoulders. Okay. Reoccupy. Okay, hopefully that... Nope, they're gonna rise up again. Those damn immigrants, man. I don't know how to get rid of them. We're gonna have another uprising here, which, we're probably gonna be dealing with uprisings until we can get our king back down into the region with his fancy new units. Looks like we got our axe warriors. Okay, these Celtic warriors are pretty good, but I kind of want a front line, a good solid front line. So we'll go with those. We're gonna upgrade as many guys with new weapons and armor as possible. Probably do it again next turn, and then we'll be able to after he gets this last guy, we'll be able to move on down. So we're gonna deal with another rebellion here. Hopefully they don't appear right next to Tironum, because they'll take that no problems. And they do. So they're gonna take that again. I really don't want to have to leave without getting that full army stacked up, but I also don't want those guys getting a bunch of units back. Might just have to go deal with it again. Maybe sack the town. Beat them down, sack the town, and freaking run back. And what I really need to do is get the main city of this province, so that way I can build a tavern, and that kind of deals with what's it called? The public order penalty for immigrants because they like to drink. Well, so do the Ebdanians, but and here we go again. Yeah. They always get like some crazy stuff. And my guy taking it to the face a couple of times before his chest cavity's cut wide open. You know what? I'll let them have that for a little while. I really need this public order to go the way I want it. What we need here is we need a well. We also need some more of that. Now, these guys are going to be trained up next turn. We have a fully trained and pretty good army going on here. And in fact, we have enough to, well, we don't have any money. That's unfortunate.
Thirsty for battle. Thirsty for battle.
Can't really recruit anybody here except for some Celtic spears. Otherwise, I'd cancel that last gallow glass. We're gonna go ahead and sit on this, though. Sit on this. Let the Western Roman rebels kind of have a bit of a victory there, and while it lasts, because in a very small amount of time, I'm going to be coming after them. In fact, that will be the stopping point for this episode, is me destroying them, retaking that place. We got to gain a good foothold on a good foothold in France, basically. Looks like Celtic paganism's kind of spreading rapidly, and I should be able to get a priest here next turn, and I'll have him go down to the Rotomagus region and start preaching down there. Yea, verily, to the cairnstones. Stonehenge. Stonehenge. Stonehenge? Like it's a garden or something? Yea, verily, Stonehenge. Looks like the Western Romans defending their lands there. Finally, for once. It looks like they're kind of moving a small force up north. I might very well have to move some of my men up that way, which is okay. Got money. We can actually make our local defense roaming, patrol army a bit stronger. We'll see what hopefully the Western Roman separatists don't. Actually, I don't think those are the guys I have to be worried about. It's what are they? These are the Western Roman rebels. Of course, it's winter.
Ready for battle.
Okay, looks like I've got everything I need here, and we're going to force march them. Hopefully they don't take that much attrition. Looks like they did. Sucks.
Ready for battle.
Okay, I wonder what would happen if I left this region right now. Military presence is pretty high.
Thirsty for battle.
And we're gonna need to move all the way up to Eboracum here. Make sure the Western Romans don't think they can just come in here and do whatever they want. Looks like we can build a tavern. Don't really have too much of a problem with immigration in this area, but this is also plus to public order, but that's a lot of wealth from culture. And it makes it to where I can build Fianna.
For the tribe.
Beyond are a pretty solid unit. For right now, I think we're going to go ahead and make a lead deposit. Get that extra income from industrial buildings. And we're going to recruit a priest. Not a priest, but a, no, it is a priest. We'll go ahead and go with the progressive one, minus 20% from other religions. Move her down this way. Priestess, I guess. Should have said. Alright. End that turn. Looks like I could still assign a governor. Might try to find one worth it. Let's see here. We've got 3 points. Armor commander's unit. That might be a good thing to put on our king. Versus Romans, fatigue, Celtic paganism. We're going to leave this guy without any of these things. There's nothing really that helps him out. Let's go with public order, corruption. Actually, we can go with hunter, and then this will open up that one. We can also still get more public order out of it too. Let's see what that does for us here. +3 sanitation without even having any sanitation buildings. That's awesome. Let's see what else we can build. I might think about actually, probably a good idea would be to get those dikes built next turn. This has an open spot here. Granary would work quite well. Get rid of that squalor chance and get some food. Food's going to be a huge issue later on, especially since I'm Celtic pagan faction. Just because their buildings use food like crazy. Yeah, we're gonna need to make that next turn. These guys are gonna have to run down here as quickly as possible, so that way I don't have to deal with thousands of rebels. They get kind of an ungodly amount for their garrison army, which I guess it kind of makes sense. They start out with a small amount of really, they're kind of veteran troops. You know, they got some chevronage going on, but I don't really think that the rebel faction does any building or anything like that. Maybe they do. I have no idea. Kind of be interesting if somebody made a mod to where you played as a rebel faction and you were aligned with other rebels that pop up here and there. You're all like military allies automatically, no matter what faction they're from. It'd be kind of an interesting mod. Waiting for the empires here to take their turns. Hopefully I can get my army down there to fight those rebels within this video. Looks like the Western Romans chasing off some rebels in their lands. I got a priest kind of messing with another army. The Picts aren't doing so great in that zone, or that region. You've got quite a few trade agreements going on too with Jutes, the Geats. The Picts and the Caledonians are both military allies with us. Western Roman separatists.
Thirsty for battle.
Okay, looks like the Geats are coming down this way. Now, we just got our public order bonus there. What I'm thinking about trying to do is try to get this carpenter so we can start making onagers of our own and actually buy our own onagers rather than having these mercenary ones that just kind of suck.
Get moving, you wretches.
I mean, it's not that they suck, it's just they cost too much to try and hold on to. Looks like we got plus 15 in this region now. Hopefully that kind of sticks for a while. We're also going to bring our priestess down here because she can give us quite a bit of public order bonus for it. Looks like we're going to be getting some extra income from an industry soon. All of our areas are looking pretty good. We're getting a -1 here in Britannia Superior, but it won't be too bad, especially once we were able to actually build extra buildings on here. We'll probably be able to mitigate that pretty soon. Or if anything, I can also recruit another army. In fact, I probably should. We'll go with this guy with the less influence.
Warriors all!
And we'll just kind of give him a
Come, fight for us,
couple of
lads.
units to sit inside here and make sure that -1 doesn't turn into a -6 or anything crazy.
Ready for battle.
All right, we
Ready
got our
for orders.
we got our units kind of training back up here, replenishing. Looks like our governor leveled up. He doesn't really have much. That might actually be, or that one too. Research rate and whatnot. That one doesn't really need to be filled. However, we can get some more sanitation and tax rate going on in this area. So that's kind of like that's a pretty good buffer that the Celts are able to get, is if you get your governors going pretty good, they get that extra sanitation bonus. And we'll be attacking those rebels next turn. Hopefully they haven't gotten too powerful within the 2 turns that I've let them build up. I probably should have just went and attacked them instantly as soon as they took that place. Did another auto-resolve and then had my king come down. We'll see how this goes, though. Geet's moving a bunch of their armies and navies around. How they provide the money required for these stacks is beyond me. I don't know if they actually have that many regions. Like for me, I'm only making about 5,000 a turn, but I'm also trying to limit the amount of armies I'm fielding because I know, even with the radius mod and the rebalancing of upkeep costs, it just does not, you can't field endless amounts of armies. What's going on here with the Western Romans? Looks like they're moving around a bit. Hopefully they leave me alone. Don't really need them messing with my area. Though if they attacked with that small army, they'd probably get crushed. They got some powerful units, but my guys get some pretty powerful buffs to their attack power and everything. Looks like Olamri of Bounty has gained a level.
Warriors all!
We're gonna see what's going on over here.
On the move, lads.
Looks like they kind of built up their forces a bit, but their forces are not
Ready for
in
battle.
any kind of shape to resist us here. We're gonna fight this on the battlefield for sure. And after this battle, that'll do it for this episode. The only problem I have to deal with is the fact that they've got some chevronage going on. And some pretty brutal cavalry, it looks like. I don't know what kind of cav. I know one of those has to be scout equites, but I'm not sure what the other ones are. Looks like some shock cav and some sort of melee cavalry. Hopefully they're not too too powerful. I don't know how much my spearmen can resist against heavier cavalry. It's too bad there's no pikes. The Celts don't get any pikes. Otherwise, I'd just throw a giant pike wall in front of me and just watch the AI foolishly charge into it, thinking they're going to do something. I don't know how many times I've seen that happen. Countless. Yeah, it's probably countless. I think their most dangerous thing here would be their shock cav, their regular cav, and their siege equipment. We're going to try to make them do something foolish here, too.
We hunger for blood and battle.
Okay, looks like that's where... We're gonna make sure we take all these guys off of fire at will.
Orders. You have our speed.
Try and form a good, solid line.
We will pierce their hearts. Warriors eager for blood. We'll kill them all. Ready for battle. We hunger for blood and battle.
I'm gonna put these guys on flaming shot. That extra bonus.
Ready for battle.
Might go ahead and throw these Raider cavalry back here. Get in behind them, perhaps even crush a few of them. We've got a bunch of Gallo glasses. Now, I haven't seen this unit yet, so I'm kind of curious as to what they look like. Let's check it out. That's kind of cool.
Get your shields up.
Ready for some action.
We'll kill
And I haven't seen Celtic Axe Warriors either. Let's see what they look like. They look pretty brutal. They're ready for anything. We've got some good defensive units going on here. So let's go ahead and get them into a nice line. Hopefully we can resist some charges here. Now we'll see if we can make sure that.
Ready. Warriors ready.
Okay, we're gonna put our king back here.
Warriors eager for blood.
We'll have these guys.
We'll kill them all.
We'll have these guys ready to get around this way and try to wheel about. Definitely want to try to charge them in the back with them. We're going to start firing on them as soon as we get in. Now that could be problematic. I don't know if they're able to see. What do they got? Yeah, Equites Dalmate. That's going to be an issue. Well, unless they take a bunch of junk to the face like that. Actually, let's go ahead and start firing on their onager. Onager!
The enemy tremble before our superior numbers.
They should. Hopefully we can take out an onager or two. This is on fire over here, that's good. Start getting some morale penalties on these guys. There we go, that's a good shot, thank you. I don't know if these guys are firing yet or what. But we're definitely gonna play it safe here with this. We're not gonna just go rushing in, that's for sure. Looks like they're taking shots at our spear line here. Hopefully we can deter them with a couple more onager shots of our own. Probably not going to happen very well. Looks like their watchtower here is going to start falling. In fact, it's probably going to start falling enough to where we can... Let's go ahead and move up our spear line.
The enemy tower is no more than wreckage now.
We'll move up our archers. There we go. Taking out a few of their onager crew there.
Warriors eager for blood.
Just go ahead and make sure we can't get charged over here. We'll move up our shield wall.
Battle ready and eager.
Now these axe warriors are gonna pick up the line right behind them. These guys are gonna take a spot right there. Our king is gonna go ahead and get in there. Looks like we're still taking some fire from that onager. They're doing some pretty good damage. We've got 34 kills already, which is kind of ridiculous for an onager, but apparently they got Deadeye McGee over there taking shots. We gotta get a good shot off here. We might even sacrifice our cav to get in there.
Deadly missiles ready.
Let's move up our archers. We'll start taking shots at their Equites Dalmatae. Try to take some of them out. Oh, that was close. Come on. Oh, that was good. Take out some of their crew at least. All right, now we're gonna start taking some pop shots here at their Equites Dalmatae. Hopefully they are foolish enough to stand in it. We're probably gonna be able to take out quite a few if they just stand there like
The
that.
enemy is going for our general. Protect him.
Yeah, they're losing some guys pretty quick there. I think are they attacking my general, or are they just kind of firing randomly? There we go. Took out another onager. So we'll just, like I said, we're gonna play this safe. We're not gonna lose a bunch of guys to cavalry charges. We're just gonna sit here and destroy their cavalry with some condensed fire. There we go. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's good.
Enemy units have been rallied.
Really need to take out that stupid onager. These Legio are just gonna stand here. We're probably just gonna pour some fire into them as well. Some heavy shot. It's a lot of arrows. Probably not gonna get very many kills doing that. Actually, let's go ahead and stop. Oh, is that one? Oh, dang it. Really need to take out that onager. In fact, I'm kind of ready to just charge my cav in there. Bonus versus infantry. Nothing's really happening. Oh, it's taking these guys so long to get across the way. We're gonna try to lob some shots. No, lob some shots into their Sagittari. Perhaps. Okay, we got rid of one more onager. That's good. Go ahead and start lobbing some shots over there into their Sagittari. Which they're pretty pretty bunched up. It looks like they're probably going to charge out at us right now, so we're going to run back. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it looks like they're not going to charge out at it, so we're going to start laying some volleys right into their shot cab there. I think we're confusing them. Oh, what the heck? What are you guys doing? Probably gonna get caught because they're stupid. For some reason, instead of attacking, they decided that it was a good idea to just...
Our hidden units have been revealed. Ready for battle.
Yeah, we're gonna lose a lot of guys on that charge there, but we also kind of caught them up. All right, we got rid of their other thing with our scouts, or not our scouts, but
The enemy have rallied their units. Warriors!
these guys are kind of just taking off, so we're gonna get into them with our axe infantry here and just kill as many of these guys as possible. Sorry about that. Somebody's freaking messaging me right now, even though I'm recording. Really annoying. Okay, we're gonna get these guys back. What we're gonna do is we're gonna swing our gallow glasses around to get ready to meet the enemy, and then our axe infantry, we're gonna wheel them around to the side as well. Okay, we got rid of all their all of those guys. All right, I don't know what they're doing. I guess they thought that they were gonna get by. We get our berserkers into them there. Our bow unit can go ahead and open fire. Open fire on their archers. Charge the rest of our berserkers into the back of them here. Our axe infantry. Those skirmisher cav are doing pretty good. I mean, they're losing now, but man, they were ripping into. They actually took out a lot of their comes there. I might very well just go ahead and run them out. They're going to take a lot of casualties from running away, but they're also not really able to do too much good just sitting there. They're going to... Hopefully I can save as many of them as possible. If not, then, you know, they did what I wanted them to do, which is basically take out that siege equipment crew for the most part. Alright, we got a bunch of people over here and just a big old mess of melee. I don't know what these guys think they're going to accomplish by attacking. They're exploratores, so I mean, they'll get a couple of the bows, but now they just got ripped into by a bunch of axe infantry. As you can hear, oh yes, got a decapitation on that guy. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. Holy crap, these guys are decapitation happy. It's great. Alright, looks like our onager crew is just gonna run over whoever's in the way there. Our bow is still firing on their, who is this? Their Sagittari. In fact, we're gonna start marching them forward a bit to fire on their general. Let's get our spears up front here. Wait. Get them into... Looks like they're not in formation. I don't know if they're in formation or what. Okay, these guys need to get back. Or actually, these guys need to go into there.
A unit is running from the enemy.
Okay. We took a few casualties here. I mean, definitely from that stupid onager that was just sitting there, just destroying us.
We'll kill them all. Charge!
I don't know what that's about. It's like they got extra charge speed out of just standing there. We're gonna have our archers go ahead and keep firing into him in the back here. Well, not into the back, but just firing into him in general. These Comes are gonna, they're tired, so they're gonna be going down here soon. These Sagittari are just gonna run. There's nothing left for them to do. We're just gonna go ahead and start savaging their general.
Enemy units have been rallied.
I don't know how they even rallied off of that. All that fire being poured into him.
General is dead.
General's gone. He's finished. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. All that's left are a few Sagittari, and they're gonna run here in a minute. All those fire arrows are gonna scare them out of their minds. I would not be standing there anyway, with all that coming in at me. No sir. All right. So, pretty good fun little battle to end the episode. Probably lost a little too many guys, but especially those Cav. Those Cav took a beating. They kind of dished it back out. I mean, they took on a general unit, and it was a Comes, and one other Cav unit. I can't remember who they. I think it was the one that had 45 kills there. Equites Dalmate, probably. Our Berserker's getting pretty decent amount of kills. Gallowglasses just kind of sat there and took fire, so we didn't really get to use them. I mean, they're more of a defensive unit, so. All right, we shall call that ours now. Get rid of those dang rebels, and now we can go ahead and settle in at Tironum as well. It looks like we're probably going to have to deal with a small stack of Western Romans. Kind of want to start getting some morale bonuses against Rome. Go ahead and upgrade that. These guys are the weaker stack, so I'm going to move the small defense force over here to Camalodunum. I don't know why they got into boats. I didn't tell them to. And we get some -10 to food from these things, so I think what we need to do is get some food going. This one doesn't provide that much. 65 also. This one probably provides about the best amount of food you can get. It does take some extra, it takes some squalor, but that's okay. We'll do that. And I think that's probably gonna do it for this, yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Get some men starting to train here, some Gallowglasses. Might take them down to relieve this army. Alright, so that's gonna do it for episode 6 of the Ebdanians campaign. Join us next time for some more Roman killing good times. This has been Dwaro87. Until then, take it easy.